I am Olamide Oyani with the Enterprise News headline. The overall participation of the Nigerian capital market in the fourth industrial revolution is far less than that of our counterparts in developed and emerging economies. The Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Mr. Oscar Onyema, said on Friday. While addressing participants at the NSE Market Data Workshop, Onyema said, to ensure that Nigeria remains a globally competitive investment destination, the country needs to deepen the collaborative efforts among market stakeholders to determine which emerging technology to pursue within the market and local context.
The overall participation of the Nigerian capital market in the fourth industrial revolution is far less than that of our counterparts in developed and emerging economies. To ensure that Nigeria remains a globally competitive investment destination, we need to deepen the collaborative efforts among market stakeholders to determine which emerging technologies to pursue within our markets and local contexts.
According to him, the workshop with the team Understanding Market Data for Smart Investment and Wealth Creation was designed specifically to provide capital market participants with sufficient knowledge about exploiting NSE market data for smart investment decisions. Also, the Acting Director General of the Security and Exchange Commission, Mary Uduk, said that the access to finance can encourage investment in new and more productive technologies. It can also help them expand in terms of size and complexity of operation.
New businesses. Access to finance can encourage investment in new and more productive technologies. It can also help them expand in terms of size and complexity of operations.
The Senior Special Assistant to the President on ICT, Mr. Olarewaju Oshibona, in his goodwill message, said that the engagement of private sector working hand in hand with the government brings great pleasure, stating that the government cannot work alone but also needs support.
Engaging the private sector at every opportunity gives me great pleasure. This is for the very simple reason that the government cannot do it alone. We believe in the experience, the excellence, the efficiency of the private sector players, like the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which always puts them ahead of the curve.
Royal Exchange PLC said it generated a gross written premium of 12.8 billion naira for the 2017 financial year. The figure represents a 2.4% increase from 12.5 billion naira recorded in 2016. Addressing shareholders at the company's annual general meeting in Lagos, chairman of the company, Kenny Ezehawani Odogu, said that the company has embarked on a digital transformation process to streamline major components of our businesses, service delivery, processes and operations to deliver superior returns to shareholders. The company said the move is to reposition the company as not only a major industry player, but also a potential game changer. However, the group managing director and chief executive of the company, Alhaji Awalu Muktari, said the board and management has very high expectations for 2018 and remain resolute to bring in their best to the table. In Africa, even as the competition from cheaper consumer devices intensifies, Samsung Electronics is targeting an annual 10% increase in revenue from Africa over the next decades. According to Samsung Electronics Africa CEO Sung Yoon, the South Korean company will concentrate on key markets such as South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, and Senegal. He noted that the more mature of those markets are already expanding at between 5% and 10% a year. Yoon revealed that television will continue to be a top-selling product for Samsung in the next 2 decades. This development will be driven by the increasing demand of young people for over-the-top services. He noted that mobile phones are also among the company's fastest-growing devices on the continent. Zimbabwe's finance minister Ntuli Nkube said the country plans to clear its $2 billion arrears with the World Bank and Africa Development Bank in the next 12 months. The decision was made after securing the support of international creditors and donor countries. The country, which has struggled to access credit from international lenders since defaulting on its debt to global lenders 2 decades ago and running up arrears of nearly $6 billion. Nkube noted that Zimbabwe's arrear clearance program had been backed by the United States government, which maintained sanctions against Zimbabwe. Nkube, who met international lenders as well as the representative of the US and British governments in Bali, Indonesia, on the sideline of the annual International Monetary Fund and World Bank meetings, said his intention is that by this time next year, the country will have paid off the AFDP and World Bank. And in foreign scene, one of China's leading stock indexes has had its highest daily spike in more than 3 years, following signs that the government will step in to support battered equity markets. The Shanghai Composite jumped 4.4%, putting it on track for its biggest one-day rise since September 2015. The moves extend a rally that began on Friday, and after investor confidence surged on assurance from Belgium. Stock had been falling as China's economic growth continued to stutter. Over the weekend, the government published a draft of new rules for personal tax deduction. The move comes as the world's second largest economy faces challenges, such as high debt level and an intensifying trade war with the USA. Moving down to sport, a proposed £600 million sale of Wembley Stadium that would have helped fund grassroots football in England collapsed. According to the former Football Association chairman, Greg Dyke, Wembley Stadium in England, because of old men who are living in the past, collapsed. He blamed opposition from the FA Council for causing Shahid Khan, the owner of Premier League club Fulham, and the Jacksonville Jaguars NFL team, to withdraw his offer to buy the iconic National Stadium. Dyke said, the council, which has almost 130 mostly male members, should not have been making this decision anyway. Khan made his offer in April, and the full FA Council was to have voted on whether to accept it on October 21st. And that's it on the Enterprise headline news for today. For more information, you can visit us on our website www.enterprisetv.tv, and all our social media platforms are available for your personal consumption. Many thanks for watching. My name is Olamide Oyani.